All right. First off, I want to start off congratulating Sheldon. He won the Distinguished Service Award, if my information is correct, and very, very well deserved. I think it's the same award Kent's won, and so very, very well deserved. And congratulations on that. And you'll be a Hall of Famer here before long, Sheldon. So congrats and well deserved. So. Happy for him, and he's done a great job since I've been here. I know he's done a great job long before that with the Saints and everything else he's been covering. So as it relates to our team, we're just full steam ahead. It's obviously a little bit of a disruption with the contact tracing and some of the quarantining, but it hasn't affected any of our players, and we're full steam ahead with practice, full steam ahead. Getting prepared. We've got 2 games in 3 days now with Sam Houston and New Orleans on Monday and Wednesday, and then turn around and have another game a couple days later. A couple days after North Texas, we got VCU. So it'll be fast and furious here with 4 games in 8 days, and we want to continue to build on the momentum that we've had.
Yeah, well, you think, is this team kind of anxious to play? I mean, you've been playing like once a week here, but I mean, are they kind of ready to play 3 games next week and kind of get it into a game action, into that rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys are excited to play. You know, we did get thrown out of rhythm a little bit. We were in a very, very good rhythm. I think a lot of basketball is rhythm and chemistry and being able to stay in that and to have good rhythm, good chemistry. And we just haven't had that. We were starting to get going, in the past. We've really, around Christmas is when we've been able to take off. I really felt like in the last week we'd started kind of our initial takeoff there. But so, we've got good leadership, we've got good players, we've got good guys, and I'm hopeful that we can continue that this week. Although it's going to be with different circumstances, different settings, and that sort of thing.
One more thing: when is Josh LeBlanc officially eligible to play?
He could play Monday.
And he'll be in uniform.
He can play Monday.
Hey, Will, I was going to ask you, first of all, Brandon had me muted, but thanks for the kind words. Second,
well deserved.
I was going to ask about Josh LeBlanc, and also what does he bring to you? I know you talked about his defense all this time. What extra does he bring besides his defense?
Yeah, he's eligible to play Monday if we want to play him. But he's long, he's athletic, he's physical. He can make some things happen on the defensive end. He rebounds the ball well. He's got some rim protection. He's an all around very, very good player. He's got a great basketball IQ. He's a great screener on offense. I said this the other day, and it's true. He always is in the play, but he's never in the way on offense, which is very, very difficult to do as a big guy like he is. But he's always around the ball and in the play and somewhere where he can make a play, but he's never in the way of your other guys and of some of your playmakers. So I think he'll be a helpful part of our team as we get him back and get him up and going.
And one more question: you didn't have any positives at all on the team?
On our team, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as of now, no.
Okay. Did you have any?
Coach, so obviously we saw Charles, last week and get a little bit of action there. I guess I'm just curious as to what the ramp up process is going to be like with him, and do you expect the minutes restriction moving forward with him at all?
I think we can, he practiced fully on Wednesday. I think he'll continue to fully practice, and I think with that, I think the ramp up will continue, and he'll be able to play as many minutes as we need him here moving forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you pluck these teams out of nowhere to schedule? Is it kind of like a waiver wire? Do you look and see who's canceled games? You thought, okay, I see Sam Houston. They canceled Houston. That game got canceled. Do you kind of like go on a waiver wire, look for teams to kind of fill in?
Well, Coach Hooten and I had been talking for a while. We had talked about playing a regular season game before all the COVID hit, and the dates didn't work. And then we had talked about once COVID hit with the condensed schedule playing, and he actually reached out to me on Monday, I think it was, and said, "Look, our game with Houston's getting ready to get canceled. Do you have any openings?" Because he wants to bus everywhere, and Huntsville's about 4.5, 5 hours from us, so he wants to bus everywhere. And I said, "Look, as of now, we don't have anything, but I knew with some of the contact tracing issues, I knew by that night we could have an issue where we wouldn't be able to play Saturday." And then I said, "Well, hold tight, and I'll call you back Monday night, and I'll have an answer." And he had to move a game. He had a game scheduled for Saturday that he moved. We were originally going to play on Sunday, but the contact tracing doesn't run out till Sunday, so we had to move the game till Monday. But it was, it's a little bit of gymnastics, jumping through some hoops and jumping around. But you just figure it out. You find a way. Matt LeBlanc from our administration has done a really, really good job of staying involved. And I got Matt and Coach Hooten and myself on a conference call, and we had the thing hammered out in about 3 minutes.
Well, a football schedule could be that easy. Be great.
There's a few more factors with the football scheduling, but look, it's a team effort now. Nikki, Coach Fargas had to play at 5:00. She had to approve because now they won't be able to do a shoot around in the gym. Dan Gadsden from facilities. There's a ton of folks that are involved, and Matt LeBlanc has to tie all those folks together. But there's a ton of folks that are involved to make it to pull the game off.
Sean, you can
Hey,
go.
okay. Hey, well, you were a little upset, I guess, a little bit with the offense the other night, not getting to maybe 95 or 100 points. After watching the film, what did you? Was it?
Our spacing and our screening was very, very poor. Our spacing and our screening are what caused us to turn the ball over too much. We were driving in tight areas. We were driving at two-man sides. We were just doing things that are very, very difficult, to do, even as talented of offensive players as we have and as talented of an offensive team as we are. It was very, very, very difficult with some of the tight spaces we were trying to drive the ball. So we've gone about trying to correct that this week. I was very adamant in our film session on Wednesday about where I expected our spacing, how I expected our spacing and screening to improve. And hopefully that'll be the case on Monday.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk about Javonte a little bit? It looks like, these first 4 or 5 games, he's got a fluidity to his game that maybe he hasn't had, in past years. He's letting the game come to him a little bit more on offense, and just talked a little bit about kind of the smoothness in which he's playing right now on offense.
Yeah, Jay's playing well. He's it's what you said. He's, against Louisiana Tech, we need him to score. We need to make some shots for us. He kind of got us going there early in the game with the shooting and making shots and making things happen. And he's had games where he's been more of a facilitator. But you look at against St. Louis in the first half, he was a scorer. Second half, he was more of a facilitator. So I just think he's got a much better understanding and much better feel for how things need to go and for how things are going. And he's done a phenomenal job. He's improved quite a bit defensively. I'm very, very proud of his progress defensively. He's getting some more rebounds. We're going to continue to work on the defense and the rebounding, but he's playing at a high level right now, and we want to keep that going.
Anyone else?
It's like the world's quickest press conference. There we go.
Me?
Oh, you got another question, Sean?
Yeah. You've been using basically 10 guys in the rotation with getting Josh in there now. How difficult is that to try to work him in? I know it's a good problem to have, but how difficult will it be to try to get him a lot of minutes?
That's part of it. I'd rather have too many players and not enough. That was the issue we had last year. So it's much better to have to have the situation that we've got now. But we'll work through that. And like I said, it's a good problem. It's going to create some opportunity for some guys, and we'll work through it and do what's best for our team.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a ways away from the SEC play yet, but have you snuck a look at TV at different teams on games on TV? I've kind of bounced around between Missouri and Arkansas and Kentucky. Have you watched anybody yet?
I've watched a bunch of them. Yeah, I watched Ole Miss and Jackson State last night.
What's your impression of what you've seen so far around the league?
I mean, I think Missouri looks great. You mentioned Missouri. I think they look really, really good. They're shooting the ball well. They're playing at a faster pace. They've still got, Coach Martin's defense down, and so I think Missouri looks good. I thought a couple times I've seen Florida. I thought they've looked very, 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 very good. Kentucky's Kentucky. They'll get it going. Tennessee's looks great defensively. They're still working out some things, I think, on the offensive end, but they look tremendous defensively. I got to see part of their game against Colorado the other day. So, I think the league's taking some tumbles in non-conference, but it's going to be very, very competitive. A lot of these teams have young guys, and they're trying to get young guys involved, young guys in the game, and makes it very, very challenging. But from what I've seen so far, Missouri looks tremendous.